Welcome back, guys. What is going on? This is a video that I have intentionally held off on doing for a number of reasons. I've been following current stateside events very closely. Specifically, events up in Virginia. I have lots of friends up in Virginia, including multiple close friends that are very like-minded, but are also law enforcement in various capacities. I have a lot of non-law enforcement friends in Virginia. I've been to Virginia multiple times. Great state, love it. I have a lot of family in Virginia, family history that is very, very deep in Virginia, all the way back to the Revolutionary War. As you all know, the Virginia governor and legislature has gone full SOCOM. For those of you new to the channel, that's Socialist Communist. They have been openly stating their intents to enact as quickly as possible some fairly draconian gun control measures that straight up violate not only the Virginia state constitution but the United States Constitution as well. A lot of eyes have been on Virginia because other states are looking very closely at it. There is stuff sitting in the wings in a number of other states, and they're just waiting for the right moment to try to push it through. And if a place as deeply pro-gun and pro-liberty as Virginia goes completely bad, it will be game on, in my opinion, for these other states. I know we have legislature pending in my two states of Georgia and Florida that are absolutely asinine. I believe North Carolina has got some, a couple other states as well. So I've been following all this and I've been watching closely. I've been watching events leading up to the rally in Virginia. And I had a lot of concerns about it. I had a lot of concerns about people going, both Virginians and non-Virginians. I had a lot of concerns about what may or may not take place. So let me move up to that point and the point of this. If you ain't got a cup of this already, then you might as well pause it now and get some, okay? If you're looking for an infomercial, this ain't it. So let me just out front, I am extraordinarily glad that everything went off without any violence or anything and any arrest. That is a straight up answer to my prayers, okay? I'm glad that happened. I am glad to see as many people show up as they did. I've seen estimates as low as 20,000 and as high as 80 to 100. I got no way of knowing. Still pictures don't tell the story. So that'll probably never be accurately determined. There's a lot of people there. Let's just, we can all agree and safely say that. A lot of people showed up. As is always the case, a lot of people with guns showed up and no one was hurt, nothing bad happened, etc. You and I know this to be the case It always is, but it's always painted that gun owners are a bunch of psychotic fools that just go off half-cocked and guns just mow people down, etc. It's all a lie. Yesterday, once again, for the billionth time, proved it to be a lie. The SOCOM oxygen thieving governor of Virginia is going to take credit for it all and say that because of his great leadership and measures and the great work of his law enforcement agencies, it was all prevented when they did jack squat. If those people there wanted to do something, they could have easily done it, and there would have been nothing that anybody could have done about it. So, all of that said, props to everybody who showed up. Glad that voices were made clear. So now, I don't want to be that guy, but I guess I'm going to have to be that guy because somebody has to. Now, what I'm about to say is not meant in any way to denigrate what's already been done by people, and I'm sure it may upset some of my viewers. It may upset some other folks on YouTube. I know there's a lot of big dogs on YouTube. Excuse me. That's better. They don't even know I exist. So I'm like the minnow in a minnow pond. But I'm a realist, okay? If I'm nothing else, I'm a realist. I'm not necessarily a pessimist. I'm not an optimist. I'm a realist. So realists are the one that everybody hates. People can love an optimist and love a pessimist, but they hate realists. They just do, for obvious reason. So if I've got to be that guy, so be it. Here's the question. What now? And it's a two-part question. The second part of that is what was accomplished by that rally? So all these people showed up. Everybody waved flags. Everybody marched around. Not everybody, but a lot of people gave awesome speeches. But what was accomplished? Has the governor and the legislature suddenly went, oh my Lord, we had no idea we were about to violate the state and federal constitutions. We had no idea we were fixing to infringe on citizens' rights. We had no idea we were fixing to do all this. We will cease and desist and stop what we're going to do right now. Did you change any of their minds? So if the question of that is no, and being a realist, sadly I believe no is the answer, they're going to go ahead and do exactly what they've been saying they were going to do. Now, if they don't, that will be another answer to my prayers. I will continue to pray that they don't. However, I fully expect them to continue on and carry with what they were going to do. Because I don't believe that there's any amount of speaking, any amount of protesting, any amount of gathering that's going to change their minds. They're not uneducated. They know exactly what they're doing, okay? And they're doing it intentionally. People seem to think, oh, well, if we just go and rally and put enough numbers, then they'll have to change. No, they don't. They can still vote the exact same way. They can still pass that legislation. They don't care what you have to say. They're smarter than you. They're better than you. They have a bigger agenda, and in order to move that agenda, it requires you to be disarmed. They're going to do it. I pray they don't, but in their minds, in their hearts, they will. So what was accomplished? I fear what might have been accomplished was a lot of information was given away. A lot of information of potential leaders amongst the people. A lot of information of numbers. A lot of information of how people are going to react. A lot of information of, I'm not saying right or wrong, I'm not denigrating, I'm being a realist again. Might be a lot of information was given away of how easily a lot of people can be disarmed and herded into a enclosed fenced area. I know that's what you had to do to get in there. I'm just looking at the pragmatic side of it, okay? That's all. We're not judging here. We're talking, throwing out facts of information of what happened. So here's the key question of this entire video. We're finally getting to it. Okay? I told you to get coffee. What are you going to do now? You went and lobbied. You went and protested. You went and marched. You made your voices heard. Now you're back home. What are you going to do? Do you go back home, prop your feet up? Hey, life's great. We made our voices heard. They can't do anything because people spoke. Is that what you're going to do? Sadly, that's what many on our side do. And the ones that do that are also the ones that didn't bother to show up to vote in the first place. That's what got this whole thing to where it's at. For the record, I have voted in every single city, county, state, and federal election since the day I turned 18. I have not missed a single one. I have done my fair share of letter writing, both physical, old school, back when we had pens and paper, as well as emails, phone calls, participation in various things, etc. I've done it, been a part of it. But what are you going to do now with the most likely realistic situation being they're going to go ahead and pass everything they've talked about passing anyway? So what are you going to do now? You're back home after lobby day. Are you going to sit back and do nothing? Or are you going to get ready? I don't think I need to say it, but I'll go ahead and say it just in case anybody's unclear. You need to be freaking getting ready. Right now, today, you need to start networking, if you haven't already, with family, friends, whoever. You need to start preparing. You need to start equipping. You need to start forming a plan. You need to start getting training. Then you need to do a lot of practicing. The time's already passed to do it, but now's the time again to do all that. You better start. You should have already been doing all that. In case you hadn't. Now's it's time, people. Because I truly believe they're going to pass all that stuff. And unfortunately, when they do, it's probably going to be a domino effect for other states. So I'm not talking just to Virginians. I'm talking to all of you, no matter what state you're in. Don't think your state's immune to it. It could have far-reaching effects for all of us. You need to start doing all those things. If you're already doing them, you need to continue doing them. You need to look real hard at where you're at. What areas are you deficient in? What areas do you need to expand on, broaden up, shore up, increase, whatever? How's your communications? Have you taken good communications training? I know a place, if you're interested, that can help you with that. Training-wise, where are you at in your training? Okay, if you've done a lot of square range static training, now find somebody that can start teaching you actual fighting and combat. Combat being a loosely termed word, but any fight's combat. But actual real fighting. Standing still on a square range ain't fighting. We can label it anything we want to, but it ain't fighting. Fighting involves a lot more things if the training involves standing perfectly still in the open in front of a stationary target, that's not fighting. It's good training, but it ain't fighting. Totally different, separate things. You need both. Better get both. Better find a place that teaches it and knows how to teach it properly and appropriately for the armed prepared citizen. Not someone that's going to teach you stuff that's inapplicable as if you were a military unit or a SWAT team. It's all valuable information to know. But that's not us. You need to be practicing and being taught how to work as a team of armed prepared citizens, family, friends, whatever. With all the other dynamics that come into play of that, which we've covered ad nauseum. And we'll probably cover some more again. But what are you going to do now? What now? Are you going to go home and just sit and wait for what happens? Or are you going to get ready? That's the question. Only you can answer it. I'm just throwing it out there for you to put in your mind and really think hard about, really mull around. Okay? That's pretty much it. I'm gonna stop on that one because if I don't, I'll get off on into the weeds and all kind of stuff that will drag this out and make it, off the subject at hand. What are you going to do now? What now? Got to figure it out, people. Got to figure it out. Get trained, get equipped, get prepared, practice, stay safe. I'll see you later.